Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a wonderful day. So I got this book for my birthday in April. There's no excuse as to why I'm waiting this long to review it. But hey, I had to read it, and a lot of stuff was going down. Alright, so this book is basically... So we basically get So My Little Pony superfans Sam and Keisha decided to make a story. Basically, I guess they grew up. They grew up with My Little Pony in 1983, and we get 3 stories, which is nice. So these ponies are basically I think Minty did get to be a character in the G3, but for the rest of the characters, not so much. So these were the toys were popular in the 80s, then they got Generation 1, the show. Actually, I think the book came first. Because I remember there's a pony named Majesty. According to the wiki, it said that she was killed off by Lord Tyrek. Well, G1 Lord Tyrek before the events of this first show. Alright. So the comic is the comic has 3 I got the deluxe edition. I think that's the only edition. Alright, so we get 3 stories. Friendship is Forever, Tales of Dream Valley, and Barney. So, and we are introduced to So it's basically an introduction saying that they grew up with My Little Pony. It was a big part of their life. And they were and Hasbro said that sure, make a comic about My Little Pony. And they said yes. So the first story is Friendship is Forever. So comic begins with the 6 ponies, and it's quickly learned that they're being played with by humans. We got Melanie, Tiffany, and Kelly. I'm trying to remember. Okay, Melanie, Tiffany, Kelly. There's a 4th one. And we meet Melanie, Kelly, Tiffany, and Julie. So these 4 girls are our main characters. So the story's basically they're going to middle school. They're basically afraid because everything's gonna change. They went to school together, like elementary, kindergarten together. And yeah, I will definitely say middle school, it can be scary. It's a lot different than kindergarten and elementary school. High school can be scary too. But hey, it's a place where you can make a lot of friends. And lots of drama can happen. Oh yeah, school is basically a drama movie. A lot of weird stuff happens. Students fall in love with one another, bullying, stressing out about the tests, having fun on field trips, making friends along the way, studying, being bored in some classes. Ugh. Anyway, so one thing the girls do is they go to a barn where they basically brush and take care of ponies, which is nice that the 4 of them are friends. And they overhear they decide to spy on the guy who owns the barn, saying that he's going to sell. He's going to sell it to... It's a small price for Grogar's developments. Okay, I like the Grogar reference. they're all sad because they're going to lose the bond. Then they all pinky promise they're going to save the bond. I'm not sure how 4 kids are going to save the bond. So Grow God Development's gonna make a mall. They go to middle school. It's boring. She comes home to talk to her friends, and yeah, it turns out her friends are drifting away. One is being forced into athletic activities by their parents. Another one, their parents are forcing them to study so they get good grades. And the other one's trying to become popular. Not sure if she's doing well or failing, but whatever. Again, none of this matters later in the story. We just have to see Julie all alone. She sees and notices that they're now making a shopping mall. Developer, human, I find that funny. So she falls asleep, has a dream, sneaks into the barn, finds a magic spell book, and then brings the toys to life like actual, they're actually real ponies. This story's just getting really weird. They basically say that, we'll help you become friends again. They call their friends and they say, oh, we're too busy, we can't go to the barn. I'm sore, I'm tired. And, then Julie gets captured. Next day, the girls notice that Julie's not there, so they decide to go to the barn to rescue her. They find her tied up. And then we see a villain that tries to basically has captured the ponies and are trying to. Yeah, they see the ponies are real. Villain shows up to try to take over the world and wants to create 2 shopping malls. So apparently he was in Equestria saying that, and the ponies thought that his ambitious plan for the world was, they thought he was evil because he had ambitious plans for the world. So I guess Ponyville didn't want a mall or a shopping mall and tell them to go to hell. That's how I go to Tartarus, and they just kicked him out. Then they fight. The scene kind of reminds you of that show Dexter's Lab. There was an episode where Dexter and Dee Dee were trying to use like a decoder ring to find something, but they got the wrong decoder rings. Dexter's hero is like Action Hank, which is basically a G.I. Joe knockoff. And Dee Dee's are ponies, which is a My Little Pony knockoff. Anyway, in the episode, the Action Hank and the ponies start fighting each other. It gets really weird. And I think Dexter and Dee Dee gets turned into ponies in the episode. Very weird episode. So they fight him, they defeat him. Friendship saves the day. They trap him in a book, and they save the barn and the world. And Julie wakes up, and it was all a dream. None of it was real. Well, maybe none of it was real. Because Julie's mom says that the barn is saved. They didn't sell it to the developer. They pulled out last minute. I don't know why. And Julie's friends are friends again. They apologize for not being good friends and not spending time at school like they promised. And they have a sleepover. The pony smiles at them, kind of make me hinted that maybe the ponies are alive to a degree. I don't know. Alright, next is Tales of Dream Valley. So this one's a G5 comic. Alright, so Sunny has found a box full of Hitch tries to lift the box up. It's heavy. And the box is filled with really like ancient Equestria history. Izzy talks about the Crystal Empire, Yak-Yak-San, and Zabrat, which I guess that's where Zecora is from. They also talk about the ancient city of Philadelphia. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. And they find a book on Dream Valley. So in the actual show, there was going to be... So Sunny and her friends were going to go to Dream Valley and meet the Flutter Ponies in Tell Your Tale, but Tell Your Tale got canceled, so that's not happening anymore. So I'm guessing that every generation of My Little Pony is kind of the same. I mean, My Little Pony Generation 1 had a Grogar. G4 has a Grogar. They mentioned Grogar in G4. So I'm guessing how it works is each generation is its own timeline. I mean, every generation is an alternate timeline and dimension. So Dream Valley does exist in Equestria, and I'm guessing that was their great ancestors. Like even before Celestia was born, Dream Valley was in Equestria. Anyway, the ponies talk about ancient Equestria. I mean G1 Equestria. They also kind of imply that G1 was kind of canon to G4. There's an episode where Misty finds a hidden room, and we see like the G1 ponies fighting the Smooths, the ponies fighting G1 Lord Tyrek. So it's kind of clear that there's some connection between G1 and G5 or G4. I will never know. Izzy's awesome. And they talk about, well, yeah, the ponies like Snuzzle, Butterscotch, Bluebell, and Minty. I think Minty's the only one that shows up again in G3. And I think she shows up in G4 as a cameo. Which is nice. Sunny. We got Cotton Candy and Blossom. So Sunny is trying to like research ancient Equestria. And we see Dream Valley and sea ponies, which was a hint that they were going to be seeing sea ponies in well, in the comics, and then eventually we were going to see the sea ponies in G4, but no, well, G5, that never happened. Aww. Oh yeah, Queen Haven. So they were gonna go to last Queen Haven. So it was a nice show for G5. And now we get to the last, so Bonnie. Starts in a house. We meet a girl, Bonnie, who's being watched by her aunt. Okay, so we know she's 8 years old, and she's watching G5, My Little Pony, on her iPad, her TV. Yeah, so she's an iPad kid. Yeah, but she's watching them all different stuff. We have, she's calling her friend, even though they're not friends, to talk about My Little Pony. She's reading the wiki on My Little Pony comics. They have stories on even in the show, yeah. Then, alright, so she's watching My Little Pony on the iPad, looking at the TV for G5. And then all her phones die. All her electronics die because she's an idiot. How do you not know? How do you not charge them beforehand? And the power goes out. Oh, so Aunt Vicky, so it basically shows her, these are my Generation 1 ponies I had when I was your age. And we see Applejack, Butterscotch, Twilight, not Twilight Sparkle, just Twilight, and Minty. And then she talks about how she was, when she was 8 years old, she had a friend, they got into a fight because, Vicky thinks that she's gonna be replaced by a new best friend. Her friend basically says that, some lady is working with her mom, and the moms are basically forcing their daughters to hang out with one another to be friends. It's something that used to happen a lot back then. Are they best friends now? I don't know. They're nice. She gave them a chance. They were nice. They were friends. They fought over nothing. She laid alright, so Jessie, her friend's Jessie. So she tells Jessie that I'm sorry for being a jerk. Aww, that is sweet. And then Bonnie says, okay, maybe I was a little bit hard with my friend Kristen, and I'm gonna make up to her and be friends again. Oh, she shows her a landline phone. Yeah, ancient. And it ends with Vicky sending a picture of Applejack to a friend, Jessie, who has a Twilight doll, who has a Twilight toy, and they're still friends to this day. They still like My Little Pony. So honestly, I think the 40th anniversary celebration was a nice comic. I mean, yes, My Little Pony has been around since the 1980s. And it's probably going to be around for a very, very, very long time. It's definitely not going to go away anytime soon. Like My Little Pony, Transformers, and Dungeons and Dragons. Those three are basically Hasbro's biggest moneymakers. They're definitely not going to get rid of those three franchises anytime soon. I don't know what Generation 6 of My Little Pony is going to bring. But hey, even if I don't like it, I'm gonna give it a try and try to talk about it. I'm trying to watch. Yeah, I can watch all of My Little Pony. Generations 1, My Little Pony Tales, My Little Pony Legends. I already seen My Little Pony Generation 1. I gotta watch G3. I'm going to try to watch all of the My Little Pony generations before G6 comes out. Wish me luck. I've seen some of G3. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't say it's that engaging either. But hey, as long as My Little Pony could bring joy and smiles to others, it's a good show. The fan base could be a little bit toxic. Then again, every fandom has a toxic side. Like, yeah, pretty much every fandom has a toxic side. I remember when Death Battle did Goku versus Superman. The Superman fans, yeah, the chat got so toxic, Death Battle had to shut it down. And that was because of, well, Dragon Ball Z and DC fans can be a bit, toxic-ish. But you shouldn't let a horrible fandom ruin a good show or a good franchise. I mean, I'm pretty sure My Little Pony, regardless of the generation, did bring many children and adults smiles while they were watching with their kids. Doesn't matter if you're an adult or a child that likes My Little Pony. It's fine. I mean, if it's not hurting anyone, I could care less. I'm 31 and I still like My Little Pony, and I'm probably gonna still like My Little Pony when I'm like 60 or 70. Until unless my mind starts going, and then, yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe day.